Hello and welcome to my channel today, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're going to be reading Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, so please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Today we're starting on page 60. Where it snags on the branch, hanging there like tinsel on a tree, with Zero zipping along beside me. I break into a run, wanting to feel the cold night air, wind against my patchwork seams, needing to feel the distance between myself and the town. The sky is speckled with needle pricks of starlight, and even though the moon is hidden beyond a lower level layer of clouds, I know the path ahead through the trees. I follow it down a low gully, and then up the other side, where the branches hang and stoop like old cobwebs after it rains. The air turns cool, and at last I arrive. All the graves at the grove of 7 trees, the place where Jack and I stepped through the heart-carved tree into Valentine's Town, as if my legs have led me here without real purpose. Zero hovers nervously beside me, looking back down the path the way we came. He doesn't like it here, in the dark of the trees, so far from town, but I walk into the center of the grove, running my palm down the trunk of each tree, feeling their carved bark, made smooth by each symbol. A green 4-leaf clover, an egg decorated in hues of pink and blue. I stop at the rose-red heart, the entrance into Valentine's Town. I could open the doorway and slip back into its realm. I could escape for a day or two, pretend I am someone else. Maybe I would even find Ruby Valentine's. Tell her that I'm not sure I want to be a queen, that I don't even know how, and she will offer up some advice to calm this ache in my heart. This nagging, pounding sense that perhaps I am living the wrong life. Maybe I don't belong in either place, in either life, a grower in Dr. Frankenstein's lab, or a queen. I touch the sugary sweetness, the hint of caramel and rose petals when Zero lets out a quick, high-pitched bark. I drop my hand, turning, but he's nowhere in sight. The wind swells among the branches, and he barks again, somewhere beyond the grove of trees, deeper into the woods. I follow the sound. Across a barren stream, through dead autumn leaves, where no path marks the way, into a part of the forest where I've never been, a darker part, a quieter part, where even the shadows have no shape, where even the crows don't dare roost. Only darkness lives here, in the eerie calm and quiet of these bare trees. Curiosity will be the devil of you. Or the death, whichever comes first, Dr. Frankenstein told me once. It was a warning to keep my restless mind, from wandering into places it didn't belong. To stay quick and stay put. But I was never any good at either. 0 box again. An excited yip, like he's found a freshly rotted home. And I step around a thicket of thorny vines, but when I spot him, it's not a bone or a carcass he's standing over. He's facing a quint of bumbles and briars. Nothing that seems like anything. Nothing out of place. Come on, 0. I call, patting my leg. But he begins lunging at the interwoven vines, hitting at the long dead brambles and yanking them back. I step closer, squinting through the dark, wishing I'd brought a candle. And then, at last, through the strange, formless shadows, I see it. A tree. But not just any spiny tree. Something is carved into the trunk. A smooth, purposeful etching. Just like the 7 trees in the grove. I begin yanking away the last of the briars. The one snagging at my linen flesh, my bare legs pulling at my seams, but I keep going. I need to know for sure. And when enough of the choking vines have been torn away, I think, I blink. Reference. To be sure it's real. A blue crescent moon has been carved into the rough, worn surface of the bark. It's a tree like the others, a doorway, an entrance into another town. The doorknob is knotted with vines. It hasn't been used for many years, and I have to tug away the dead cores, breaking them and tossing them aside. The sound of snapping wood echoes through the forest while 0 hovers beside me. Ears ruined, anxious to see what we've uncovered. Once the edges of the door have been exposed, brimbles and green scattered at my feet, I take in a deep breath and reach for the doorknob, pulling the door slowly open. In an instant, the wind catches the oval-shaped door. A sudden gust, as if by magic. Or an affliction, and flings it wide. I stagger back, grabbing one of the vines to keep my balance before pitching headlong into a thorny tiger's eye burst. Blinking, I sweep the hair back from my face and peer into the dark cavern of the open doorway. 0 zips close, whimpering, sniffing the stranger unknown tree. The doorway smells of lavender, of freshly brewed chamomile tea, and my doll eyes, flutter, suddenly, heavy like silver coins placed on the eyelids of the dead. I feel the soft, dreamy tug of a gentle wind. Easy and quiet, like bedding down in a knoll of moss or sinking into a cellar without sound. How easily I could tip forward and tumble headfirst through the doorway into the hollowed out tree. I blink. I run my fingertips along the edge of the doorway, feeling the roughness of the bark. The dark, intrusive, the dark interior beckoning me. I swallow, starting to ease my way inside, one leg stepping through, head east into the hollow. Endless darkness when zero tugs against my arm. I feel him pulling against me. The low growl from his throat, but my mind is lost to the quiet of the doorway, the hum of wind in my ears. What is this place, I wonder? What waits on the other side? Zero barks harder, yanking against my frail flesh, and I begin to hear the barking, breaking of threads as the seam across my shoulder starts pulling apart. Zero, I say softly, my voice slipping from my throat, lost to the dark cavern of the doorway, nevertheless. And numb, noiseless and numb, like an echo singing against my skin. And then I feel the sudden pop, pop, pop as the row of threads along my shoulder break apart, giving way, and my arm snaps free of my body. I jolt backward, landing against the hard, cold ground with a thud. For a moment, the sky is a kaleidoscope of stars, sparks in my eyes that are gone from my chest. The air gone from my chest. But when I blink, tilting my gaze, I see my loose arm hanging above me, still in Zero's mouth. He eyes me strangely, impishly letting out a soft, whimpering sound. I gather the handful of dead leaves that have spilled from my open shoulder onto the ground. The curse of being a rag doll. You can lose your insides easily. But the cold of the forest trickles up my spine. A wind from somewhere deeper in the trees, and I feel a sudden dread, a prick of terror. I shouldn't be here, in this dark, unknown part of the forest. An open, half-hidden doorway in front of me. Zero barks, his voice muffled by my arm still clamped in his mouth. I reach out for him to retrieve my arm, but he jolts just out of reach. Zero, what are you doing? I stand up awkwardly, then move toward him. but he drifts further up the path, as if this is a game. And now I'll have to catch him. Zero, I call, but he's moving further. More zipping up the path, darting through the trees. We reach the heartlands, but Zero keeps going, exaggerating through the bony emus to the edge of the forest. Dead leaves flutter out of my shoulder, leaving a trail behind me as I run. We cross the narrow bridge through the gate into Halloween Town, and it's not until we reach the cemetery when Zero finally drops my arm onto the cold ground. His tongue wags from his mouth, and he makes an excited little yip, but I shake my head at him. Bad dog, I say softly, not truly meaning it. Then slump down beneath Spiral Hill, where Jack and I were married only a day ago. I pull out the blue spool of thread and the sharp needle I always keep in the left pocket of my dress because old seams have a way of popping, thread unspooling, and you never know when you need it, and begin stitching my arm back into place. It takes longer than usual. Some of the linen has begun to fray along the seam, and I need to gather a few spare dead leaves from the graveyard to fill my shoulder socket still all the way. It's a ghostly thing to lose an arm, or any part of yourself, really, to feel disconnected from your body, not quite whole. And I've always wondered, wish Dr. Frankenstein had stuffed my insides with something other than dead, shriveled leaves, tossed aside by the trees. Cotton perhaps, or rose petals, something silken and ladylike. Once I've tied the string into a knot and broken the end with my teeth, I stick back against the curve of Spiral Hill, the moon full in the sky. The hour well after midnight, and I know I need to go find Jack. I will tell him about the other tree, the secret doorway beyond the Heartland Grove, and I will tell him something else, that I cannot be the queen, the mayor, and the witch sisters, and the vampire want me to be. I know what they expect of me, a proper wife, a proper pumpkin queen, but none of it feels like me. I will tell Jack about the gnawing ache between my frail ribs, and he will see in my eyes that I need things to stay the same. He will kiss my cheek, my hand, and tell me that he'll set things right. He'll weave his fingers through mine and promise that nothing will have to change, ever. I let my eyes slip closed, feeling the cold night air against my overheated skin. I let myself imagine that Jack and I are back in the little cottage beside the Chocolate River. Just the two of us. No witch sisters. No All Hallows Eve party to plan. Only the silence of his breath in my ear. Only the quiet, 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 and nothing else. Nothing at all. Thank you for watching this video, and peace out till the next one.